So I'm going to be talking here about what I'm planning on doing next after I sell the KX, that one, the MX-90, and a few other things around here. I'm going to have enough cash to get pretty much any other dirt bike I want off of Facebook Marketplace that's, a little bit older. So my plans, now that I have this YZ250, I need to try out a 4-stroke dirt bike. Not, that doesn't count, the XL. My old pit bikes that I've had in the past, those don't count. I'm on a 4-stroke, water-cooled race bike. It doesn't have to be fully raced. I just want a water-cooled 4-stroke. I've had a lot of experience with these 2-strokes that are water-cooled and air-cooled. I think it's about time that I, get into a 4-stroke eventually. So this spring or this winter, I think I'm going to get a WR450F. I want to get one that is fuel injected, and that's pretty much my only recommendation. I haven't really got one because I need to look into them a little bit more, see how if they need like $1 million worth of maintenance. That's what I know 4-strokes are notorious for. You got to adjust the valves super often. You've got to change your oil. I've heard people tell me, change the oil every time you ride it. I thought that was insane. I don't want to have to do that. Oil's expensive. No, not really. Engines are cheap, oil's not. That's what I always say. But I don't want to have to adjust the valves once a month because I do ride quite a bit when it is riding season. I put about 30 hours on my RM80 in 2 months, which isn't a ton, but it's not very much either. That's a pretty good amount for just 2 months. I love going out to the desert and riding, and I wonder if a WR450 might be a proper desert river, because that's mostly what I've got around here, lots of wide open stuff. And the 85 was great, because that thing would top out at about 70 miles an hour. So it's pretty quick, but not quick enough. And, it's kind of a lot of stress on the engine just running at full throttle the whole time going through wide open desert. And the desert we have is a lot more rocky. It's not just like wide open paths. There's deep ruts and stuff. It's if you know what you're doing, you've been there before, you can go really, really fast. So as we look into this bike, I'm also thinking about getting into actually riding street. I love riding street. I want to be able to ride to work, ride to school on a motorcycle. I don't want to have to drive my car. A motorcycle would be so much more fun. I think I might get an SV650 or maybe just look into getting like a CRF 300 Rally, something like a dual sport motorcycle that doesn't make as much horsepower, so it's lower maintenance. That's the main thing that I'm worried about a 4-stroke is like all that maintenance on the motocross bikes. Like you got to top ends on those, bottom ends on those, all that kind of work's just going to drain your budget so quick, and I just can't afford that. That's why I think I'm going to go with maybe a WR450, which I've heard those ones are a pretty high performance, so they will wear out too. So maybe a DRZ 400, but hopefully I can get a street bike someday, maybe like a SV650. Yeah, so those are my future plans. Right now, I've mostly just been doing dirt bikes. I hopefully will get like a, like I said, a WR or a DRZ. I know those DRZ 400s are a lot slower, but I've heard they're really reliable. I definitely wouldn't get them new, because the problem with the DRZ 400 is it hasn't changed since it came out. So if you're going to buy it new, you're paying like $8,000 for a 20-year-old bike. It's stupidly high prices. So yeah, there's just a little say that I've got. That's just what I want to tell you guys about, what you can expect to see hopefully in the near future. You comment down below what bikes you think I should get. What I'm looking for is a bike that will be faster than my YZ250, require less maintenance, which this bike's really low maintenance. You just change your transmission oil every 50 hours. But it's something that I can really, really go fast on, because this one tops out at about 85, 90. I want something that can go faster. I know I'm a maniac, but I want something that can just go down those trails really fast at really low stress on the motor. Subscribe.